With the temperatures finally falling in the UK and the local papers predicting the coldest weather in the last 5 years, as they sort of do every year, we thought it'd be a really good idea to have a look at the best tyre options for the winter 2017 season. Before you decide exactly what tyre you want to use, first you have to decide what category of tyre you want to use. And at the moment we have 4 main categories. We have the full winter, the all-season tyre, the traditional all-season tyre, the summer bias all-season tyre, and a traditional summer tyre. The winter and all-season tyres have a very similar approach to generating grip. Both have a very soft compound which allows it to stay elastic at colder temperatures to help key into the surface. Both tyres run aggressive tread patterns which helps clear water or pack snow into the tread for snow-on-snow grip. And both tyres are quite heavily siped, the winter more so than the all-season. These sipes are tiny little cuts in the rubber which allow the tyre to spread out and have more edges as it comes into contact with the surface of the road. This allows the sipes to cut through, get to the surface below and generate grip. Unfortunately, with the heavy siping, there is a penalty in performance, and that comes in the dry. Primarily dry braking, where a good winter tyre can only stop a car within about 20% of a good summer tyre. And that's quite a big gap given, although the UK feels like a very rainy climate, we actually only have rain for 29% of the year. And in London, it's dry 71% of the year. So maybe these tyres for the south of the UK aren't ideal, but they are very good options should you live in the north or should you be going on holiday abroad where you have to have good snow and ice performance. The next tyre type is the summer bias all-season tyre. Now this tyre has a slightly different approach to generating grip, but does have similarities with the all-season and winter tyre. It still has a softer compound than a summer tyre, which allows the compound to stay elastic and allows the rubber to key into the surface, but it isn't quite as heavily siped. This means the dry braking penalty you get with these tyres is much less, maybe 3 to 5% when compared to a good summer tyre. The disadvantage of this is you lose some snow and ice performance. Where these tyres are 100% for, say, snow or ice braking, this might sit at about 80, 85%. And while you're losing 15, 20% snow and ice performance, when you're comparing that to a summer tyre, which might get 20 to 30% of the performance of these tyres, the penalty isn't that vast. And this will keep you mobile in the snow and ice, as we've proven in other videos. The last kind of tyre we have as an option is the traditional summer tyre. This is the kind of tyre that 99% of us drive on year round. They're excellent in the dry, they're as strong as the other tyres in the wet at maybe 7 degrees, but as the temperatures drop and the rubber hardens, the wet braking performance reduces. The other disadvantage of the summer tyre is we have zero snow performance, as I'm sure everyone's experienced 4 or 5 years ago when we had the 2 really bad winters and the road networks ground to a halt with cars stuck in ditches on their roofs, no one being able to get up hills. That's all down to the fact summer tyres don't work in snow and ice. Now we understand the different types of tyre on offer to us for the winter 2017 season, let's have a look at the best tyre in each category. For the full winter tyre, there's only really one option, and that's the Continental Winter Contact TS 860. Since its launch in 2016, it's been featured in 8 winter tyre tests, and it's won every single winter tyre test. Its predecessor, the TS 850, won 95% of the tyre tests it's featured in, and if you need a winter tyre in a bigger size, the Continental TS 850P is for 17 inches and above, P standing for performance. They haven't actually released the Continental TS 860P yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was launched maybe early 2018. The Continental Winter Contact TS 860 is definitely the tyre to pick if you're heading into Europe, you're worried about ice performance, you live in the northern part of Scotland, and you know you're going to experience inclement weather throughout the winter season. Since the category's inception, the Goodyear Vector 4 season has been king of the traditional all-season tyres, and this, the Gentoo, just as good as the predecessor. In 2017, it's been featured in 3 all-season tyre tests. It's won 2 and placed second in 1. So it's carrying on the credentials of the original tyre excellently. This is the kind of tyre you need to be thinking about fitting if you're in the Midlands and above, you're worried about snow performance, or you have to stay mobile on snow or ice. but it probably doesn't have quite as much of a dry braking penalty as the full winter. The summer bias all season category is a category of one. The Michelin Cross Climate, launched in 2016, defined the category and was the first tyre to blend summer tyre qualities with a tyre that also worked in snow and ice. As mentioned earlier, these aren't as strong as a full winter or a traditional all-season tyre on snow or ice, but they've got a magnitude more grip than a traditional summer tyre. So what you have here is a tyre that's very good for the south of the UK, where snow and ice isn't a massive issue. The last 4 or 5 years, winters, where I've lived in North London, I've seen snow once. So something like a Michelin Cross Climate is an ideal compromise because you're not losing as much dry performance as the traditional all-season and the winter tyre, but you're retaining the ability to stay mobile should the weather turn. The Michelin Cross Climate has won 4 out of the last 5 tyre tests it's been featured in, and is a really good choice if you want to stay mobile year round, but you don't want to give up the dry and wet performance that maybe some of the other options have. Last up, we have the summer tyre. I'm not recommending a best in category because that's far more variable. There's a lot more options in summer tyres and a lot more diverse offerings. So if you want to work out what's best for your car, go take a look at the Tyre Reviews website. What I will say is this tyre isn't a good option if you need to stay mobile, whatever the weather, because if there's snow or ice, these are dangerous tyres to use. Where these do excel is when it's dry, when it's wet and maybe above 3 or 4 degrees, these are probably the best types of tyre to be on. So if you're someone that doesn't have to commute if it's snowing or icy, or you don't commute at the early hours at like 6 AM, 7 AM where there's a lot of frost down and you don't use your car till maybe 11 AM and just go to the shops, it might be that the best tyre for you to be on across winter is actually a good summer tyre, because around town at low speeds, these will offer you the best dry and wet braking performance. So which of these 4 tyres should you fit for the winter 2017 season? As always, your particular circumstance and vehicle usage is going to dictate which tyre is best for you. If you never see snow and ice, use your car once a week in the middle of the day, stick on a summer tyre as long as you can avoid snow and ice, because this tyre isn't going to work. If you live in the north of England or high in the Highlands and you're going to see a lot of snow and ice, go for a winter or traditional all-season tyre, because these will give you the best grip on snow and ice. If, like me, you live in the south of England around London where you barely see snow, and if you do, it's not super important you get moving, but nice should you be caught in it, something like the Summer Bias Michelin Cross Climate is probably your ideal choice. But as always, spend some time researching, go on websites like Tyre Reviews, think about how you use your car and come to a conclusion based on your needs. If you've enjoyed the video or have any questions, please comment below, thumbs up if you've liked it, and please subscribe for hopefully some more interesting stuff. We'll be back to like the fun stuff in car before the year's out. Next video should be the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 in freezing conditions. Is it going to kill me? Hopefully not.